For lunch today, I'm at Akoko, nestled in Fitzrovia, just on the edge of London's West End. From the street, with its glass facades and those high hedges out front, it feels slightly tucked away, almost hidden. Stepping through the curtained entrance, I'm guided straight to their counter, and before anything else, a hand-washing station is wheeled over the traditional Nigerian ritual. A light mint spray, a rock salt and mint scrub, followed by a quick rinse, and I'm immediately placed into the experience. Next, Samuel comes over to walk me through the menus. The cooking here is rooted in West African flavours, drawing influences from Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal. At lunch, they offer a shorter format, 5 courses for £65, but I went for their full tasting menu, 9 courses at £130 with the option to add a supplemental course. They offer both alcoholic and non-alcoholic pairings. I went non-alcoholic today. It is only Wednesday lunch after all. There's also a fair selection by the glass and bottle too. For an aperitif, I was recommended their Chapman, Nigerian hibiscus flower and lemon. It's like medicinal note to that.
So to start your lunch, you have ojojo. It's our Nigerian yam fixer. We serve with fermented vegetables, and then on top, you have a bobak. The bobak is covered in mint and yaji, a spice from Nigeria. At the bottom of the dish, you have a green rub sauce from Senegal.
One bite.
One bite.
Big fan of the textures, just the slightest bit of spice. Hope this is just a warm-up to what's to come. Really great bite to start. Next was yassa, a sweet onion-based stew from Senegal that they'd paired with baked oysters. Really delicate in terms of the textures. The flavours, on the other hand, all another story. It's full, it's punchy, more spice being introduced, and get beautiful sweetness running through that from the onion as well. And along with that sweetness, there's also that really intense caramelized flavour, which should bring a lot of depth to it. Very deceiving looks-wise. You think it's going to be this light, delicate, has this lovely foam on top. Complete opposite when it comes to the flavour.
For your next course, we have abono. This is our parsley and spinach stew from Ghana, and then we serve it in the squid. On top of the squid, you have dry spinach.
Ooh, that smells incredible. So it's parsley, spinach, and squid. It's kind of like tagliatelle. The squid is being prepared beautifully. It's soft, it's tender, the slightest chew to it. And then along with that earthy sauce, they've got that very subtle spice running in the background. But when I say subtle, it's there. It's not going to blow your socks off. So far, everything got so much depth to it and so many different layers.
Here we are heading to our next dish, which is called the moe moe. Moe moe comes up with the steamed black eye bean pudding on the side with the banana leaf underneath. On your main dish, we got the black eye bean sauce, which is topped up with the shrimp and fish. On the top, finishing touch with the tomato oil.
It's almost got a very custardy texture, slight sweetness, bit of spice running through there as well, between the steamed peas, the sauce, and the fish. Once it's in your mouth, it just all morphs into one texture, and then the skin shunts and breaks that apart. Sample flavours, it's delightful. Dish pairing, fantastic. This almost adds some acidity, because so far I haven't noticed any kind of acidity through any of the dishes. Of much more that layered flavours, earthy tones, and of course a spice.
These are your rice pancakes or the sinasu, your velvety milk cashew bean, and the N25 toffee.
Your twist on Bellini's creme fraiche and caviar. They've smoked the caviar and it's giving up this. So these pancakes almost got like a slight crispy out layer inside. It's like got a slight chew to it. Very interesting and very different to any kind of caviar force I've had before. It's fresh, it's nutty, it's creamy. Oh, they've done it so well. Fits right in with the menu very comfortably amongst all those punchy, spicy flavors. And this was a supplemented course as well. Highly recommend that. Really do. The kitchen here is run by Chef Mutaro Bolde. He took over from Chef Ayo Adeyemi, who joined in 2022. Under Chef Ayo, he received his Michelin star in 2024. Chef Mutaro joined that same year, and since then, he's been maintaining that same level of consistency and standard. Also gonna say, really enjoying the dishware as well. Melon, cucumber, uda, which is the spice or the split, the sweet and refreshing element of it.
Here we are heading to our next dish, which is called the egusi. Egusi comes up with the pumpkin seed sauce. On the second layer, we got the barbecue monkfish, which is cooked on the coal. On the top, finishing off with the okra as well.
This pumpkin sauce, absolutely incredible. The sweetness lot, but all of a second layer, then it gets like really deep meatier, then the spice just comes through. And you get as well that smoky charcoal flavor. I do wish there was a bit more spice. Actually, after that caviar course, where my palate's been completely neutralized, and I'm almost finished the dish, and barely noticing any residual spice lingering on my palate at all. Delightfully refreshing. That one was excellent.
Next up, we have our Guinea hen course. So Guinea hen, which is a type of chicken, is served with ofansala, Nigerian yam sauce. On top of your Guinea hen, you have a maitaiko mushroom. The mushroom is covered in sia, peanut-based spice, also from Nigeria.
Chicken cooked to perfection, as is the mushroom. back to both so well cooked. The chicken and the mushroom have very similar meaty textures. You get the slight munch from both the caramelization and that crunchy soya spice on top. And then there's that delightfully creamy, yet with so much depth in that yam sauce. But altogether, really enjoy it. It's a very slight bit of spice there, but very slight. Favorite course so far. This is a course I'd repeat.
On the palettes, you have the sirloin, ox tongue, and then we have our jollof sauce. It's the base sauce we use in making our jollof rice, and then we also infuse carrots as well. This is bogo, the West African squid egg. We serve our jollof rice in the bowl, but also serve with some chives.
Loads of smokiness to it. Loads of sweetness and caramelization on that tongue. Useful outer crust, inside, soft, succulent border part. The beef is cooked really well. A lovely craft, beautiful pink on the inside. It's just chilled. Its puree and the rice are the two highlights for me on this plate. It's sweet, slightly nutty, lovely spice to it. So flavorful. The squid sauce itself honestly feels pretty lost on the plate with everything else around it. Even I'm just trying to taste it on its own. You get a slight mushroomy flavor coming in. Maybe that's all it is. It just needs to provide that slight umami. Outside of that, not guessing anything else. I love this pairing. It's medicinal, it carbied. But that spice at the end of it, it's got Scotch bonnets in here. The way it worked with the spice from the jollof rice and the beef and the sweetness of the tongue. I loved it. This is excellent. Look at me, the star of the dish is this rice all day long. Not a grain going to waste over here. The texture of each one is so perfect. Slight chewiness. Some of them are slightly more caramelized than other. It's almost like you get sometimes that clay pot rice and the tribe running through it just provide that very subtle allium flavor. It's incredible as well because the jollof rice has so much spice. And then automatically I'm thinking, oh, it's spicy. And let's go for the pairing. And I have the pairing. And there's even more chili in it. And the heat just keep building and building. You go back from the rice to the pairing. Excellent.
This is our pre-dessert. It's called la moji. It is our tamarind and Asian fruit sorbet. And then we serve it with lemongrass syrup and mint oil.
Whoa. That's a lot of spice in here. I don't remember half the things which are in here. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's acidic, it's refreshing, and very spicy. The spice in it actually caught me off guard. This is so addictive. Just almost goes through that sweet, sour, tangy, acidic, spicy, and then back to the beginning again.
Our main dessert, which is called the chin chin. Chin chin is the West African biscuit, which is on the top. The ihuru spice white chocolate ice cream. The ihuru is the spice and the nutmeg from the West Africa itself.
Great textures, two different crunchy elements, but ice cream itself, delightfully creamy, not much sweetness at all running through that dish. To me, if I had to describe this dish, it's almost an unsweetened white chocolate with crunchy textures. And that chin chin, the biscuit on top, it's almost more of a cracker than a biscuit. It feels more savory than sweet. Very similar to a cream cracker.
Here we got our last dish for today. On the top, we got the cola nut jelly, which is inspired from the West African fruit. We got the citrus sugar as well. Here we got the black sesame fudge with the grain of paradise on the top. The grain of paradise is kind of pepper.
Very sweet. Very concentrated, almost like molasses. Oh, this one's cold. And the final bite of today's menu is this black sesame fudge. I love that one. Going back to the first one, after having the sesame one, I definitely enjoy it more as the sweetness is fairly muted from the intensity of the flavour of the other one. Such an interesting sweet treat, this one. It's coffee time. All in, with service included, the total for lunch today came to £270. Well, we have just finished up at Akoko. The dining room feels earthy, warm and inviting without ever trying too hard. Nothing really shouts for attention. Everything feels calm and considered. I also really like being seated at a chef's counter, but on a proper chair rather than the high stools. It made the experience far more comfortable while still feeling connected to the kitchen and the team. Service here is warm and nicely balanced. It's relaxed without ever feeling sloppy and attentive without becoming stiff or formal at all. A really easy rhythm to settle into. The only small downside for me today was the sparkling water. I'm not sure if it was barely carbonated or at some point it just got switched out for still, but either way. Now, onto the food. The journey today was new flavours, new ingredients, and new combinations. Chef Bolde and his team really did an exceptional job today. Many of the dishes were excellent, while a few felt slightly muted. I really would have wished there would have been somewhat slightly more spice in some of the dishes. The drinks pairings absolutely deserve a mention on their own. Bold, unique, and no holding back at all. Genuinely excellent, with loads of spice running through some of them too. And while courses came one after another, it never felt rushed. The time just flew by. At some point, I looked down at my phone and I thought things were moving too fast, and then I realised I'd been sitting here for over 2 hours. And as usual, thank you for watching. On to the next one. Goodbye.